Chapter 5. Seek. Confusion, a movement. Everywhere around her, everything had to change. Everything had to shift. Nothing could stay constant at any time. Free space? That was gone in an instant. Occupied by yet another pony, and perhaps I thought that was kind of odd. She probably should have seen it come merely. Odd enough, the huge city hadn't seemed like that at first glance. Train approaching, the movement slowing, and trains easily visible from outside the city, but anything within the walls were completely hidden from sight. You could see the tops of the buildings, but the ponies themselves were out of her view. That shouldn't be a problem, she thought. There can't be that many pony catalogs. It's a camp after all. Only fanciers go there. She might have skipped on the forethought a bit there. A camp to save anywhere should be crowded, busy. That's just how things work. Sadly, she had only figured that out after she was within the confines of Crusty's biggest market. The instant the train was berthed, her destination was off. Leaping out the upper carriage and down across a steamy, smooth platform, partially hidden by drifting fog produced by the train. She had seen half-visible images of workers and other conductors as they went about their regular business. A few times I was bumping into them and being discovered. Amazingly, she hadn't been seen at all. At the moment the platform exit came into view, a heavenly object jumped through. She jumped through. She really should have looked before she leaped through. As it quickly turned out, Camelot Station was adjacent to the marketplace, a Camelot Bazaar, whatever you wanted to call it. It didn't matter the language or the pony, one thing could be clear. The moment you saw it, it was huge. And there was no understatement. The whole place could have been a quarter size of Ponyville from the first glance. There wasn't a single free space in it. After every nook, every cranny was taken up by ponies that were searching for wares, arguing, bartering, chatting, loitering, laughing, jumping, just doing stuff. And of course she hadn't even looked, nor hesitated, before jumping right into that. Wham! Yet another hoof shot out from nowhere, connected with her back, pushing her forward, right out of the crowd, into this one of the many small shops that led to the street. She turned around to catch a glimpse of who it was this time. But the pony was already gone, eaten up by the ever-changing crowd. She almost backed into the throng. The hoofs hovered just away from the edge of the door. But to see her bodies angrily pushed so close to her, she retracted their pennies hastily. She sat down on the hard floor, letting her body sag in defeat as she contemplated jumping back into the mosh pit again. I say, I can't buy anything? Her voice might turn round, the face inside a small tent-like shop. She standing in the entrance of the shopkeeper, patiently tapping herself on the surface of the counter. In the recess of the hot shop, B.R.'s rhythm. He had a dark brown coat, accompanied by a darker vest and black hat. He looked more than a bit dapper. All placed at a rapidly moving market. His eyes darted around, wondering what he was talking about. Buy anything? He snorted in derision. Yeah, buy something. We can get. Or are you just going to stay on there all day, waste my time? Come on. We got all year. Make up your mind and just get something and bug off. I got ponies waiting, you know. She looked around behind her, but couldn't see any pony barred across the crowd. In fact, the only ponies in a tiny bubble apiece were her and shopkeeper, who was still eyeing her patiently. She turned back to him, looked into the store. In a few moments, as she was standing there, she hadn't bothered to actually look, only thinking about how the hay should get out of the market. And she had absolutely no idea what he was selling. Even as she looked on, small balls with labels, all covered in fancy scripts, were sitting on the velvet cushions around the stall. Each ball looked like it was being treasured or shined for no particular reason. What was more, each ball looked like to contain only a tiny amount of liquid. She turned back to the keeper, seeing him watch her like a hawk, when you see his balls. She answered, I guess the balls look nice. The shopkeeper looked like he was about to say, nice? The balls? Heck, lady, the balls do look nice. But what do you think of the fragrances? Come on. Do you have an idea who you're talking to here? She shook her head, but then even sound seemed to be paying attention to her anymore. You, my dear, you're person #1 perfume dealer in Camelot. No, got that. Crusher. I'm not the one and only Mr. Aroma. Don't get anything better than stuff I sell. She could see almost start seeing bits of foams that shot out of his mouth during the frenzy of self-compliments. And the only thing you tell me is about look nice. He gave her a look that could shatter bones. Reached under the counter. He brought an absolutely tiny ball out that looked like to be comprised of crystal, a tiny stop jammed in the top. He beckoned her to lean in. Listen, girl, he said quietly. Do you see this? This little jam here is a 1 in a million beaut. It's literally priceless. Can't even get it anywhere else. Do you understand me? She nodded slowly and drew it back from her ear. Good, good. Now I'll ask you one more time. Are you gonna buy anything? With that, he settled back into the raised seat, a smile on his face. I don't have any money. Smile God, simply as that. The shopkeeper, Mr. Aroma, pulling a hoof at his intent. Out! He said. Don't take strays here. No money, no sale. Get back on the street and get some cash to pay me before I walk into my store of the one and only Puget Aroma. I do hope you weren't planning on seeing out this nice young mare. She happens to be a friend of mine that's waiting for me. I do hope you wouldn't be against letting her stay. Mr. Aroma, while the Puget's jaw dropped to the table and heard the voice. She turned around to see the newcomer, and her jaw almost stopped too. Astounded had walked in the store, covered prints, at least some sort of royalty. His outfit made Puget look like something a second-hand hoof store for clowns. Did they have second-hand hoof store for clowns? I'll have to look into that. A newcomer dressed in an immaculate tuxedo, a monocle perched precariously on one eye. His keen mark showed 3 golden crowns, gems inlaid. He casually waved aside straight here as he strolled across the floor towards the studying Puget, who was still trying to come to terms with a new arrival. Fancy pants! Fancy, he mumbled. You're here? Oh, yes, as I was telling this young mare. Lovely. He shot a glance at I only said the best fragrances, and my customer service unmatched anywhere. Puget practically past the counter, attached himself to the newsstand on his side like a leech. Might I interest you in some of my new stock? Anything take your fancy? He chuckled for a moment, trying to direct a stallion away from her, and over to some of the far walls, but for a move the Puget made, the stallion casually, and expertly maneuvered both of them back towards the counter. She admired the cast look at Puget's keying mark, a dirty diamond-sized shape, more of teeth. The stallion cut Puget off in mid-sentence as they made pass for her. Actually, Puget, I'm here for that order I placed a while ago. You wouldn't happen to have that in stock now, would you? The shopkeeper sighed softly in defeat, walked behind the counter, taking this very same incredibly small crystal ball that I had produced for her earlier. He passed over the counter. The stallion inspected it with an approving eye. Ah, brilliant, my fine chap. I knew you would live up to expectations. He went casually, and Puget grinned weakly. I'm sure this will be everything the Fleur wanted. Anything else? Puget said hopefully. I just got a new ship. Fancy come off. I'm sorry. As I said before, that will be all for today. He turned to leave, but paused momentarily. And this young mare will be accompanying me, I hope. He called out, I'll be delighted if you would choose to follow me. I'm ever so fond of companies on days like this. Her head whipped around as the stallion called out to her. Without waiting, she dashed after him. It didn't matter, she was secretly a danger to her. Or if he was planning to hand her over, as long as he could get her out of the market. She'd follow. Just as she left the shop, she cast a look at Pugent, who was eyeing her with barely contained hatred. She gulped and hurried in the crowd. For a second she thought she'd lost him in the confusion, but a loud whistle made her turn to face the stallion, who was standing gloriously clear spot in the crowd. He beckoned her over. She fell in a step beside him. As he walked along, it seemed that whenever he went to go, a small pocket would open up and the crowd would let him pass. She stayed close enough that she would be able to sneak through the brief reprise. As he walked along, he started talking. So Pinky, was it? Whatever brings you to fine city of Camelot, my dear? The last time I saw you, the wedding? And that was a good couple of weeks ago. You visiting some pony? Oh, just a casual vacation, soaking the sights, sounds, that sort of things, you know. Oh, but first I must apologize for behaving Miss Pugent in there. I knew he was bad, but I had no idea. He stopped to allow the mistreating such a lovely young lady, bare as yourself. Although, what brings you to Camelot Markets, and his shop particularly? He peered down from his monocle and the casually bouncing moustache of his. Before she even had a chance to answer, a gasp cut her off. A pony in one of the most ridiculous outfits she had ever seen stumbled out of the crowd. I was ran into her. The mare's ensemble made it look like almost exactly as if she had been swallowed by a pie. Bits of frill, lay, smoke, making it the perfect crust. It took her from under her eyes that she wasn't actually wearing a pie. Another wipe away the drool that had filled her mouth the moment her stomach had taken over. The only part across it didn't look like a comfort bakery was a giant orange feather that stuck from her hat. Fancy pants! The mayor yelled. What surprised to see you here? I hope you remember me. Creme de la creme! Oh, so good to see you again. Fancy pants, the mayor. What a surprise to see you here. I do hope you remember the creme de la creme. Oh, so good to see you. The mayor completely ignored her, standing next to the stallion, who had the fancy pants. Fancy smiled at the mirror. I do believe that I can call your face. Let me think. His face scrunched up for a moment. The 50th anniversary of the Camelot Bodnik. The mayor gasped, almost fainted from the look on her face. Fancy completely unaware. Oh, yes, that was a very fun day for all involved. I do hope you had as much fun as I. He started walking in. I'm sorry I can't stay to chat, Miss Trim. I do have errands to run. I guess to entertain. Maybe later. Just before the mare vanished from sight, she tried to chase after Fancy. The crowd closed up around her, leaving an enormous feather sticking out above the crowd. The pink pony turned back, scurried after the wild dust stallion. He was watching her with curiosity. So, he said, this is the first time in the market, hey? That seemed to have this effect on the newly initiated. He smiled at memory. I came here the first time I came here. He trailed off and took early. I can guarantee you, however, they'll get used to it soon, my dear. It's all a matter of practice. He glanced aside at the mare, gawking at him for a moment, through gasp and a sea of ponies as apart around him. The grin appeared on his face. But it doesn't hurt to be me sometimes. I do tend to have a bit of an effect on ponies. She made the talking but I was interrupted. Again, it wasn't important this time. Some ravenous animal decided to make its home in a belly, and made a present known just then. She blushed and giggled as Fancy Pants looked at her. He waved the hoof. No need to say anything, my dear. I can tell what you're focused on at the moment. Come, let's find someone nice and quiet to chat. Fancy turned and strolled over a slightly different direction. Once again the pony parted around him. He upped the veil to the right and snuck through a street hidden in a section of the wall. A small thing that wouldn't have been obvious. The sub pony that hadn't trotted the streets a million times before. She followed him. A few moments later, two of them emerged in a completely different section of the city. The noise and muffled was still audible, but they separated from the songs by at least a few buildings. Fancy kept walking, and soon stopped next to a small cafe. It was a classic thing. Tables or umbrellas sitting out the front. Only a few customers. Fancy Pants sat down at one of the tables. She sat down with him. I love this place, he said. One of the places I could come to as a cold. Marvelous food and great service. And here comes the waiter now. Next few minutes were a blur of weird sound names of food. Give us new waiters. Fancy on, even at sometimes like lunchtime, the smallest I wrestled. How Fancy managed to blast through the strange syllables. Emerged from the outside victorious. Sitting in front of a salad, that was all. And a muffin, glorious. And then there was only crumbs. What? She was hungry? Couldn't pony eat a muffin when they needed it? Fancy mouth hung suddenly as she scoffed on the entire muffin in one quick gulp. The only sad remnants of her family that tied them on. I take it that you were very hungry then? She tried to say something around the lump of muffin in her mouth. One man's muffled noise. Swallow and repeat. Just a little. He smiled again. He was able to smile so much. This time was a god? No problem. As I've said before, food is subsidies. You are simply very hungry. It's not crime, you know. He laughed viciously, a deep tenor thing. Now, what brings you Camelot? I never did get an answer. She swallowed nervously. Nothing really. I just felt like getting away from it all. Felt like I was being chased. He raised his eyebrow. That's definitely interesting. I wasn't aware that Ponyville was so intense. Fancy put her hoof to her chin. Then again, I wouldn't have thought that brilliant designer like Gertie, he rolled a sound around like fine wine, could come from that either. It really is full of surprises. No? So the brief pause, took a bite of his own muffin. So, he said eventually, it's anything you really want to do here? Anything fun? Exciting? Actually, this is the most amazing display at Hove at the moment. You simply must see. He chuckled. I do have a bit of a soft spot for certain cultural things, I must admit. She started tapping her hooves across the table nervously. Actually, I was hoping I might be able to have an audience with the princess. There's only a few ways to get Pony to stop mid-bite and freeze. There's someone like Fancy Pants, you'd say more rare. Asking the sea princess, definitely one way to make him do it. The princess, you say? He looked thoughtful as he placed the muffin back on the plate. Why would you need to have the audience with them? Is something wrong? Dare I say it? Is Ponyville in danger? He paused again. What? No, she shouted. I mean, no, she corrected. Which is her French slightly. I just need to see them. It's all personal and important to me. Fancy's expression melted when she said the words. Say no more, my dear. You've already proven yourself to be worthy last time we met. The wedding. I dare say that you knowing the princess already wouldn't hurt. He sighed softly. It wouldn't be difficult. They said that wouldn't be easy. I know that you don't just ask to have an audience with the sisters. You have to wait. Doesn't matter. I just need to see them. Fancy nodded. Oh, good. I do know some ponies, so I'll be able to get them. See you soon. Just let us meet up here. Finish up here. I'll talk to some pony that can get a word in. Just wait until I finish up here. He said, motioning to his muffin. She sat down to wait. Wow. Yes, that's the I use that factor on ponies. No, I mean, it's huge. If I bet every time I heard that, how does it stay up? I mean, look, it's falling over, but it stays there. I'm going to stand there gawking all day? Or must I do something drastic, Francis smirked at her expression as she mulled at his really big mansion. He was such a said, what must have been the best part of the whole Camelot, like going beneath the palace itself. Pence Mansion, when Curry proceeded. Easy realized when she saw the whole huge white golden gates that barred the entrance off. And they're always open, as Francis said. What reason would I have to close them? No pony wants anything from me that I wouldn't donate by myself. And the items I don't donate have a personal value to me. The only aspect of nature. I didn't want them there in the first place. But you know, Flair? Fancy Pants chuckled as he walked through and talked. It only take half an hour or so to go from the cafe to his mansion. She was a quiet section of the city. A long, perfect green stretched on the building. It made it look like an oasis in the green sea. But the building, it was enormous. It was big. Would have been an understatement. Massively enormous. Terrific. It would be just a little too big. So enormous, fitting pretty well. A generous stallion placed a hoof against the large oaken double door and pushed forward. The door swung open on the oil hinges, revealing an impeccable marble foyer. Large chandelier hanging from the ceiling lighting the area. A curved staircase hugged the wall, leading around to another level mansion. Her jaw dropped to the floor. Well, it didn't actually, but just felt like it to her. Can a jaw drop to the floor? Sanction needed. Fancy gestured around him. Welcome to my mansion, my dear. This passed down to me by my father, and from his father, and so forth, and so forth. You know, inheritance, all that. He leaned closer to her. I think it's a bit over the top, but some points just wouldn't listen. Besides, at least when I'm around, I can keep a close eye on it. Keep it in good condition. It's one of the oldest buildings in Camelot. At least I can do, and keep it in good condition. Looked in for a moment, tapped the hoof against the marble floor. Polished! Are you there? Looked curiously, wondering who he's talking to. The question was answered a moment later. A side door opened, revealing old and impeccable dressed stallion. Bowline completely black. The mane was only a few slight shades lighter. His key markers whipped where a gag dipped and ball of something silvery. The star walked towards them, large and noisy the tooth of a small bow. Pinkie Pie. Maya introduced to a retainer. Polish mantle. Polish nodded and winked. Pleasure to meet you, miss. I'm not often a fancy of bringing along the old mare. She had tilted her head in confusion. Why had he winked? Fancy just rolled his eyes aside. Polish. Not everybody had a mind like you, he snorted. Ah, the irony in that statement. He walked over to Polish and dipped around the stallion. Anyway, Pinkie is the kind of pony is a current retainer. He's been here for quite a while now. I expect that he will get along very well. He turned to Polish. Now, would you be kind enough to escort Pinky here to one of the guest rooms? I expect that she'll be staying for dinner. Would that be alright, Miss Pye? She started when she realized he was talking to her. Yes, I mean, guess. That'd be alright. If I needed to. I just want to meet the princess as soon as possible. Thanks, Beth. Right, my dear. But I will need to talk to some ponies to arrange that. I expect you will need somewhere to stay in interim. Feel free to make yourself at home. My father used to say, my home is your home. Paul started walking to the curving staircase, beckoning for her to follow. Fancy Pants watched him leave, and turned to walk up on our door. He paused for a moment. Polished! Make sure you do lay out one more for dinner, will you? What's that? He was walking through the door and vanished. Paul shook his head, and kept walking. To him softly. They walked in silence, but it was comfortable silence. She found herself bouncing along to the beat of Polish's tune. The whole lengthy corridor was directed to all manner of pieces of art, with knickknacks. She couldn't stop herself from gazing at each one as she passed. That might be the reason why she bounced right into the door. Scratch that, it was a reason. Stupid humming, stupid artwork. She picked herself off the floor, suddenly rubbing the soft spot on her head. Paused watching her, chuckling softly to himself. Well, he said, here we are. This is the guest room, so feel free to get comfy, thinking that Fancy wouldn't have done anything against that. Saying that as he unlatched the door and pushed open, revealing lavish, decorated bedroom, a four-poster bed, sat in one corner, while a fireplace, an actual fireplace. She sat at another, surrounded by all manner of furniture, a door leading off to a suite, and a balcony overlooking the main portion of the car lot, including the palace itself. She immediately made her way over to that, waving hoofs, thanks to Polish, who acknowledged it with a small nod before closing the door, walking away down the corridor. As she stood on the balcony, a cool breeze picked up, chilling her slightly as she stood there. Didn't matter, she stood anywhere. She glanced at the palace, wishing she could just be there, tucking in Princess, the whole ordeal finished. But no, she had to wait and wait. The sun was declining towards the horizon. We could be behind the mountains. The candle was on. The light was fading fast. It may have been the breeze, or scenery, or his comfortable balcony, but she just couldn't resist sneaking back inside, grabbing a blanket and sitting down back to watch her surroundings. A yawn burst from her throat. Come and think of it, I was getting slightly heavier too. Couldn't hurt, she thought. Fancy Pants, waking me for dinner. Darkness.